In another dimension, there's a magic forest of light where spirit dwellers have lived in peace and harmony with nature for centuries. That's about to change, as an evil sorcerer appears at the gates to the forest, determined to steal the light from the hearts of the spirit children, become the master of light and king of the magic forest. 3 forest children, Palladio, Veros, and Jerusha, see the sorcerer at the gates. One of the children opens the gate, and the sorcerer hands the child a shadowy, glowing ball. Looking into the ball, the children see a vision of Vitalzonia, a new world unlike anything they've seen before. There are futuristic buildings suspended in space and walkways in the sky. Sections of some of the buildings break away, moving through the air and connecting with other buildings, and there are spacecraft flying all over the city. The sorcerer declares, "You are now under my spell." 10 years later, the now grown children play key roles in the sorcerer's world. Veros is a ruling regent and responsible for attracting the light from the children of the forest. Palladio is a communications director, and Jerusha the dimensional spokesperson. Jerusha and Palladio are married. They have a son, Neve, who is being trained as an apprentice to the sorcerer. Unknown to them, they have a journey master, aka spiritual teacher from the magic forest, who is in disguise as their transport driver who flies them throughout the capital. Veros's experiments to secure the light from the children have not been successful, and the sorcerer is furious. He calls his chief of security to steal more children from the forest. Meanwhile, Palladio is having dreams of being chased in the forest by a hooded figure, who confronts him and reveals, "Remember who you are. You are the illumined one, destined to bring light to Vitalzonia." The spirit disappears in the mist, whispering, "Remember the magic forest." Palladio wakes to find himself on the outskirts of the forest. Walking toward a shallow river, he views a sign, "Beware the ocean of your desires. Do not enter." Not knowing what it means, he decides to wade into the water. Suddenly, the river rises sharply, becoming a raging ocean. As he's drowning, he screams out, "Help me!" Hearing his plea, the transport driver lands in the waters and carries him to the shore. Approaching the passageway to the forest, Palladio is confronted by the sorcerer, who tries to frighten him from entering. "Don't enter, Palladio. Death awaits all those who enter the corridor of light." Palladio responds, "I'm not afraid. I know where it leads, into the forest." Palladio enters the forest and meets the journey master, who calls forth a flying unicorn to guide Palladio on his journey. In his travels, Palladio meets the goddess of the forest and has a homecoming with his parents. The sorcerer is furious with Palladio and devises a plan to lure him back to Vitalzonia. He proclaims that Veros will marry Jerusha during the upcoming 20th anniversary of Vitalzonia. She refuses and is held captive. The journey master leads Palladio to a magic pond where he sees a reflection of Jerusha in captivity. Realizing her life is in danger, as well as that of their son, Palladio and the journey master fly back to Vitalzonia. Upon returning, the journey master hands Palladio a mirror and asks him to peer into it. As he looks in the mirror, a brilliant light comes pouring out. Palladio exclaims, "It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." The journey master replies, "That's you, Palladio. That's who you really are. You are the illumined one." Palladio searches for the dungeon where Jerusha and the children are imprisoned. He's confronted by the sorcerer. "Ready to see who I really am, Palladio?" The sorcerer takes off his mask and reveals his true identity. "Gaze into my eyes." Palladio is drawn into the sorcerer's eyes, causing him to go blind. Palladio calls out, "I can't see!" The sorcerer responds, Challenge me again and I'll kill you. The sorcerer leaves, with the blind Palladio crying on the dungeon floor. The Journey Master appears. He restores Palladio's sight and proclaims, "It's all up to you now. You are the Illumined One. I have nothing more I can teach you." The Journey Master disappears. Palladio breaks into the dungeon where Jerusha is being held. Palladio frees Jerusha, Virus, his son Neve, and the rest of the imprisoned children. They arrive back at the entrance to the forest, where they're again blocked by the sorcerer and a giant dragon who moves menacingly toward the frightened individuals. Palladio raises his hands and shoots out rays of light at the dragon, giving everyone time to escape into the forest. The sorcerer screams, "I'll get you!" The next day, Palladio leads the Spirit Dwellers in bringing the light to Vital Zonia. Palladio and Jerusha transform into their light bodies. The Spirit Dwellers begin dropping into the capital city. As they enter the capital, the light begins shining on the buildings, moving up the sides of the buildings to the very top. The sorcerer veers down on the Spirit Dwellers, who are shielded by the light. From his pinnacle, the Temple of Vital Zonia, he shouts, "Annihilate them!" His general shoots laser beams at the forest dwellers, but they are protected by the light shield. The sorcerer raises his hands and showers down bolts of fire at the Spirit Dwellers, which are reflected back at him by the light shield. Realizing his power is fading, the sorcerer tries to escape in his transport to another dimension. Seeing the sorcerer escape, Palladio raises his hands and shoots a bolt of light at the sorcerer's transport, causing it to explode. The light is now enveloping everything in Vital Zonia and shining brightly through the bodies of all the citizens, children, and Spirit Dwellers. They all move joyously into the source of the light, the blazing sun. Everyone merges their energy with the light, becoming one. The sun gets brighter and brighter and brighter until it fills the entire sky. Everything is now merged with the light. Moments later, a transport is seen on the other side of the sun, traveling toward planet Earth. Jerusha asks, "Where are we going to next?" Palladio states, "We're going to Earth. I've heard the inhabitants are in need of more light."